In this video, I'm going to explain the 15-65-20 system, a simple and proven approach that can help you manage your money like a financial expert. What matters is not how much you earn, but how you manage what you earn. This is one of the most important lessons I learned during my 10 years as an accountant. Please take 10 seconds to subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the like button on the video. Whether you earn $50,000 or $500,000, this strategy used by the top 1% to grow and protect their wealth can be applied by anyone. Let me tell you about the 15-65-20 system that wealthy people use. Let's start with the most important part, the 15%. This shows how much of every dollar you earn you should set aside and keep for yourself. Long-term security starts here. And you do this for two very important reasons. The first reason is peace of mind. Imagine you're going about your daily life and suddenly your tire blows out, an unexpected medical bill appears, or there's an urgent family emergency, and you don't have a solid emergency fund or cash savings. You're not only worried about the surprise situation itself, but also about how you're going to deal with it. How will you pay for it? This can quickly derail your finances and pull you into a downward spiral, but if you have a 15% emergency fund, that won't happen. Start first by building a quick access emergency fund that can cover 1 month of your essential expenses. This is your first line of defense against life's small surprises. And 1 month of living expenses is not as much as you think. It does not include your Netflix subscriptions or other optional spending. It only covers your essential costs like rent or mortgage, groceries, transportation, and bills. From there, work your way up until you can cover 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. This emergency fund gives you the ultimate peace of mind of knowing that if something major happens, such as losing your job or facing a serious health issue, you'll still be safe and won't have to go into debt to handle it. Simply having 3 to 6 months of essential expenses saved allows you to focus on dealing with the emergency itself instead of stressing about how to pay for it. The second reason for saving 15% is to make your money work for you. You don't need to be a financial expert to start doing this, and you may already be doing it without even realizing it. First, let me show you why this is so powerful and how you can get started even if you are a complete beginner. Imagine two people, Emma and Jake. Emma, who is 30 years old, makes a lump sum investment of $10,000. She earns a steady 6% annual return and leaves her investment untouched for 20 years. By the time she turns 50, her original $10,000 has impressively grown to $32,071 without adding a single extra dollar. Now let's look at Jake. Jake waits until he is 40 years old to start investing. He contributes $2,000 every year for the next 10 years, earning the same 6% annual return. By the time he turns 50, his total investment of $20,000 has grown to $27,944. That's not bad, but even though Jake invested twice as much, he still ended up with less than Emma. Thanks to the power of time and compound interest, Emma's money had 10 extra years to grow and earn compound returns, and that extra decade made a huge difference. Her original $10,000 turned into $32,000 without adding a single extra cent. This is exactly what Einstein meant when he called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. The longer you allow your money to work for you, the more dramatically it can multiply. It's like a runaway train where your returns begin generating even more returns. Now let's talk about the 65%. This is the portion that should go toward your essential expenses. Things like rent or mortgage payments, groceries, bills, transportation, and all the necessities that keep life running smoothly belong here. And this is the hardest part because these expenses have a sneaky tendency to spiral out of control. You get a raise, and suddenly that old apartment feels too small, or you decide to upgrade your car. The things that look like progress often come with higher rent, maintenance costs, or insurance payments. Your expenses will rise to match your income unless you actively fight against it. That's why setting a firm limit on your essential spending makes such a big difference. The 65% limit keeps your core expenses under control so you're not constantly struggling just to cover the basics. Honestly, this is much harder to do if you live in an expensive city. Housing is the biggest expense category, representing around 19% of total weekly spending, and this includes things like rent or mortgage, interest payments, and utility bills. The second biggest category is transportation, which accounts for around 14% of household expenses. This includes things like vehicle purchases, maintenance, fuel, and public transportation. Please take a look at your own spending and write your biggest expense categories down in the comments below. Once you know where your money is currently going, you can start looking for ways to optimize your biggest costs. Could you negotiate a better deal on your rent? Could you replace your daily commute with a more affordable option? The goal is not to give up the little pleasures in life. The goal is to create more room in the budget for the things we truly enjoy. And that final 20% is exactly what this is all about. The ultimate goal is not to die with a massive bank account, but to use your money to create a rich future and a fulfilling life. And the top 1% understand this secret. They intentionally make room in their budgets for the things they can enjoy without guilt. And you should do the same, because constantly working and never enjoying yourself is a guaranteed path to burnout. Research shows that people who allow themselves some flexibility in their budgets are far more likely to stick to their financial goals in the long term. It's just like going on a strict diet. If you never allow yourself to enjoy a good meal once in a while, eventually you won't be able to take it anymore and you'll quit the diet completely. The same principle applies to money. Now, you might be thinking, won't this throw my savings and investments off track? No, absolutely not. In fact, the opposite will probably happen. If you don't set aside a portion of your money that you can spend guilt-free, you're much more likely to overspend later or, even worse, completely give up on saving and investing altogether. That's why the 15-65-20 rule recommends using 20% of your income for entertainment, enjoyment, and personal fulfillment. In fact, you can think of this 20% as an investment in yourself. By protecting your motivation, balance, and energy, you increase your chances of sticking to your long-term financial plans. So, in practice, this could mean treating yourself to an amazing dinner once a month, finally buying that new bag you've had your eye on for a long time, or planning something really exciting, like a fun getaway with friends. The important thing is to keep these experiences within that 20% spending category so you can enjoy them without guilt. So these are my most important tips for managing your money. 15, 65, 20. If you found this video helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you could take a second to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and see you next time.